Hello, everyone. So, guys, we're going to be talking about the situation with the drones again. So, if you guys have missed it, there's claims come now from the guy who did the thing in the Cybertruck outside Trump's hotel. Apparently, he sent an email before he did this. He sent an email to, well, we'll come on to that, but he sent an email. And in this email, he kind of explains what these drones are. Now, I'm going to talk, in fact, I'll tell you what I'll talk about the letter first, actually, and then I'll tell you what it all means and what it actually is. Guys, listen, okay? If it's anything that deviates from what I'm saying, it's not true, all right? I'm going to give you logic, I'm going to give you reasoning, and I'm going to tell you what exactly is happening here so you guys can make an informed decision and you don't listen to all this white noise that's around everything right now at the moment, because all roads right now are leading towards a global conflict of an industrial scale. So let's just go straight on to the email then. I may have to lean forward and squint my eyes a little bit because I'm getting this up as an actual, as the actual email. So here's the email then, and this is from, do you know what, that's too difficult to read. I've got a transcript of it here, hang on. Right, so this is the email then, and he's saying, in case I do not make it to my decision point or to the Mexico border, I'm sending this now. Please do not release this until the 1st of Jan and keep my identity private until then. So this is the email that was allegedly sent, and I am saying allegedly. What I want to focus on is this bit here, guys. I'm just going to read it to you, and then I'm going to tell you how it's absolute nonsense, potentially. So what I'm going to read it now. What we have been seeing with the drones is operational use of gravitic propulsion systems powered aircraft, most recently China in the East Coast, but throughout history, the US. Only we and China have this capability. China has been launching them from the Atlantic from submarines for years, but this activity recently has picked up. As of now, it's just a show of force, and they are using it similar to how they use the balloons for SIGINT and ISR, so signals, intelligence, and ISR, which is information, signals, and reconnaissance, I think. Intelligence, signals, and reconnaissance, sorry, not information, which I guess is information. Which has also been part of the integrated comm system. There are dozens of those balloons in the air at any given time. The so what is because the speed and stealth of these unmanned aircraft, they are the most dangerous threat to national security that has ever existed. They basically have unlimited payload capacity and can park it over the White House if they wanted. It's checkmate. So that's what the email says. And this was posted on this was an alleged email that was sent to somebody called, I think his name was Sean Shoehorn, I think, on the Sean Ryan podcast. Let me see. I can't. This was from somebody who Sean Ryan had on his podcast. If you've not seen that, I'll try and put a link to that in the description. If I will put a link to that in the description. But yeah, I can't see it. But basically, this guy came on the Sean Ryan podcast and he said he's been sent this email and he's been told not to release it. Now, I don't believe this, guys. Okay, and the reason I don't believe this is because you're kind of having to assume that people don't want to make trillions and trillions of dollars, because what he's saying there, the gravity propulsion, I'm not sure the gravitic propulsion, I'm not sure if that's the right phrase. What he's talking about is gravity propulsion, where you use a superfluid basically around a torus, and then you use magnets to speed that a ferrofluid that is cooled so it turns into a superfluid. Mostly mercury, that's the main one that you can use. But if you want me to do a separate video on how this stuff works, I can certainly do that. But what he's talking about there is stuff that would not even revolutionize, it would change the aviation industry overnight. The first person or company or startup to release this technology, overnight, they would control the aviation industry. They would become the world's most powerful military overnight. And like, I just don't believe that this has not been done, you know. And there'll be people out there and they say, oh, the military industrial complex, it's highly guarded secrets and people sign NDA. Oh, stop. Are you telling me that somebody who could earn literally trillions of dollars can't speak to their friend and say, listen, Mike, can you just research this? Can you just, you know, put those two components together, get yourself some mercury, or potentially go to another country and get the Ukrainians to do it, get the whoever to do this technology? Are we really saying that that's not happened? No, of course not. It's absurd. And another absurd claim that he makes is where he says, where is it? Unlimited payload capacity. Again, you know, these things are just absurd. The commercial application for this is far greater than the military application. So when we're looking at this thing and we're thinking, right, okay, so there's somebody out there with technology that can, you know, unlimited payload capacity. It's just not feasible, guys. It's really not feasible. Unlimited payload capacity is not feasible. So what you're saying there is you could have a literal, like the thing on, remember, what's the movie I'm looking for? Is it Avengers or whatever it is? I think one of the Avengers movie where they've got the aircraft carrier that's in the sea and it comes out of the sea and it can fly around. That's the type of stuff you're talking about. And straight away, you know, you've got to think about the commercial applications for this and how much money these people would make if they released that technology. And the fact that it's not being released, you know, I really struggle to see this. What I think's really happening here is the US military or the intelligence service have seen they've seen an opportunity. They've seen an opportunity with this guy being ex-special forces. You know, they've thought, right, okay, how can we throw some psychological warfare and help with this drone agenda? Easy. The Sean Ryan, as I understand it, he is ex-intelligence. He's certainly from the military industrial complex. And the guy who released this email, he's an ex-intelligence officer from the US military as well. So I would say, like, well, I'll let you guys decide yourself. What we're saying is the two options are that there's technology out there that could make people trillions and trillions of dollars. Stop, literally, that technology that they're talking about would be so disruptive, it would restructure the world overnight. Whoever released it first would be a multi-trillionaire. There's been under no illusion of what they're talking about. So on one hand, we're saying that somebody doesn't want to make trillions of dollars overnight, or the intelligence service saw an opportunity and sent their mate an email and told them to read it on a podcast. Like, of those two, which one do we think's the most likely? And again, you know, I wish it was the anti-gravity. I wish we did have that technology. I wish all that stuff was real. But, you know, you've got to look at Occam's razor principle of, you know, analysis. Which is most likely? You know, exactly. You guys know the answer. So like I've said before, and I've done videos on it, go check my literally 2 days after the drones were spotted. I told you what the drones were. The drones are psychological warfare on the Iranians because the United States need to test their systems, test that they can launch them from the sea, recover them in the sea, and that they can, you know, conduct flights over these locations and spot rudimental signs of radiation. They're also testing their systems that they can be controlled by the Starlink satellite system. you know, and that they can be operated, their sensors and everything works basically. Now, the reason we've reached a mass hysteria over these drones, and the reason there's been more information being pumped out about this, is because when the United States go to invade the Iranians, again, round about March 2026, before they do that, they're going to send a fleet of drones to go and do reconnaissance everywhere to try and find their nuclear facilities. Where's the radiation? What people have they got where? And then this is going to have to be done from the sea because you can't get in anywhere else. So that's what they're doing, guys. That's the reality of the drones. It's the US military testing their systems, you know, and for this invasion of Iran that's going to come round about March 2026. But we've already starting to see the buildup of this. We've already started to see the Israeli military. I can only assume they're special forces going into these deep underground military bases. Remember, I did a video yesterday. In fact, have I still got it up? No. I did a video yesterday and I shared a video of the Israelis in an underground missile factory. In Syria, and if the Syrians are doing this, if the Syrians understand that they can't have anything above ground, you know, then of course the Iranians are going to understand they can't have anything above ground. And that's why you need boots on the ground. And this all comes back to House Resolution 559 that was passed on the 1st of, I've said this so many times, you know, they're telling us what's coming, you know. So that's why it is, guys. Okay, the email about this gravity propulsion, gravitic propulsion, it's not nonsense. There is a little bit of truth into it, but as soon as he said unlimited payload capacity, I was like, right, okay, stop. And you know what he doesn't mention in his email is why can't these things be why can't the frequency that these things are communicating? I like, how are they communicating with it? Right, stop. How are they communicating with themselves? Right. So what we're saying is the drones, the Chinese drones coming out of the sea, how are they communicating back to China? Just stop it. Stop it now. It's absurd. That's why it is, guys. Okay, it's I would say this is a psyop email sent to one of the guys who they know as part of their, and they've said, listen, mate, read this email out on the Sean Ryan podcast, and I will pump that podcast up, and I will get this podcast pumped out to everybody. You guys will get a load of views, you'll get a load more notoriety, and this will help and this is, you know, you're doing a great service for national security. Remember, guys, okay, all roads are leading towards a global conflict of an industrial scale. The drones are US military, and they are conducting those operations for a subsequent psyop on the south coast of Iran. And when the Iranians see all these drones, you know, the Iranians will say, "Hey, America, you're flying your drones over our country," and then the Americans will say, "Hey, it wasn't us. We had the same problem at the back end of 2024." Now, these drones will stop the night before Trump's inauguration. I can pretty much guarantee that, guys. Okay, and you know what? If they don't stop before Trump's inauguration, maybe I was wrong. But I would say as soon as Trump's inaugurated, this operation will be over. And then Trump can say, hey, listen, it wasn't done on my watch. I don't know what it is. They've gone now. And because we're leading towards this conflict of, you know, this global conflict of an industrial scale where the United States will invade Iran. Anyway, guys, I'm going to back to grade it. I'll get you guys another video later.